Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Managing Disruptive Change. Reactions, the first pattern. Now we're getting to all the reactions to all the 6 patterns, and we start with the first one, which is industry market outpacing my company. So the industry and competitors are doing something faster than I'm able to do, and by that getting more customers' attention and so on. As we said, the good example for this is the fashion industry, and we had one company which could be potentially disrupted, which was Esprit, and it could be disrupted by other competitors, Zara, for example, who does something else. And where does this disruption pattern again come from? It comes from customers. They want faster cycles for fashion and to a lower amount of money, competitors that they're taking up. Plus, you could use technology for your supply chain. And in that case, what did Esprit do in order to face that challenge? And these are potential actions, and this is just the case of Esprit. And the first action was they focused on speed and agility. So what did they do is they decreased its production time for fashion collections by several months. This is what the others did before. And they created a process to bring single items following a current trend to the market even faster. So this, what they've seen at the competitors, what the market wanted, they were able to do too. So this was their first reaction. The second reaction they showed is engaging customer-centric behavior. If you change your fashion more often, you need to know what customers want. At least you need to be closer to the customer in order to get a better feeling for that. So they analyzed customer preferences and adapted its assortment by using that information. And an example is the so-called casual blazers in that case. The pricing also was renewed, because if you buy more fashion on a more regular basis, you need to have lower prices. So they had jeans for lower prices, and they had a different shop design in their own shops, so they had a more appealing shop design which was rolled out. So the second reaction is engaging into customer-centric behavior. And the third reaction, in order to make that all possible, was striving for operational excellence. Issues with the IT and logistics were addressed. You remember they had the big 2 projects together, and so they focused on that, and they got all the 2 projects done. This is the third reaction, and this is the reaction pattern Esprit showed. And by using those actions, Esprit was able to improve its market position. So if you look at more companies that face the same situation, you're able to find these are 3 very typical actions. And I would like to add 2 others which we found being important if companies face that pattern. And the examples of these actions, and companies used those, not all of them together, but a selection of those, but they were dominantly used, is, as I said before, focus on speed and agility. This is the Esprit example. Secondly, and this was not Esprit, leveraging global possibilities. Thirdly, engaging in cooperation, alliance, or acquisitions. This is when you cannot change, for example, your supply chain in a way Esprit was able to do that, so you can do it by cooperations. Fourthly, engaging into customer-centric behavior, and fifth, striving for operational excellence. So this is the first reaction pattern. Companies that were facing the first pattern, industry, market outpacing my company, showed basically this reaction or a selection of these actions in order to cope with that situation.